I'm looking south at, I think it was Evansville and Mount Carmel, or Mount Carmel and Evansville Railroad. I'll have to check when the video I posted. This part of the line is still in service. So there's a big power plant to my left, which you can't see through the trees. To the right is the town of Mount Carmel. Norfolk Southern still operates this to, I guess, deliver coal to the power plant. So I'm going down farther. There's a big trestle when we get on farther down. I'm seeing if I can find it. This road I've been driving on is underwater a lot of the times when the Wabash River floods. So I'm taking the opportunity of a rare dry spell in the spring to drive down here and check out this bridge. Okay, I'm looking west at Mount Carmel at the bridge, and when it gets across the river, got a long trestle here because this is all floodplain, and you can see where they have done a lot of work here recently, and they've replaced the timbers with steel. So they obviously use this. They've invested a lot of money. Got steel with concrete on top. Those are all brand new ties, bridge ties. So I'd love to see a train here, but I'm sure it's very infrequent. The real reason, one of the reasons why I came down here, was to find this. This is a benchmark put in by the, I guess, USGS, and don't need them anymore. Survey markers, but I used to geocache, and part of the, like a sub set of geocaches is finding benchmarks, and so I've found a lot of obscure benchmarks. This one is not very hard to find. It's pretty easy to find, but sometimes you found one that no one's found for 50 years. So anyhow, it's good to see it, and I'm glad to see this bridge, and I'm glad to see that they actually put a lot of money into it. So it was Evansville, Mount Carmel, and Northern. I finally remembered as I was driving down the road. Here's some empty coal cars here, so it's pretty obvious that they use this to deliver coal to the plant. So it's really good to see. This old GP7 is sitting at a grain elevator at Lyle Station, Indiana, west of Princeton, built in 1952 for the Katy. I assume it runs, but I've never seen it move in all the time I've come by here. Actually, I've never seen a grain car at the elevator either. I just pulled up here to eat. At the depot. Heavy train, 4 uploaded. You can see the springs on the cars. These are loaded train cars. Hard to believe how quiet these heavy trains are on this welded rail. You know, no joints here. It's really pretty quiet. This train's heading south toward Evansville. Still same train, just slowing down. He's not across the Southern Diamond yet down there. So it's a pretty long train. I keep waiting for a DPU. And he stops. He's going to be blocking every grade crossing in town. And it's a pretty long train. Got a northbound train coming, or a westbound train. I'm judging by the speed that it's hitting the grade crossing. It's Norfolk Southern starting up out of the yard. I'll start the video again when it gets closer. That's CSX. Didn't take too long for him to get through town. That was pretty quick. Empty coal train heading north. We're ending the video with a sort of funny story. By the way, if you can see the lights over my shoulder, that's the coal mine, Gibson County Coal. That's the lights on it going up their conveyor. It's an underground mine. It's a pretty big place, pretty cool. So I was at the depot watching trains, or waiting on train. I was leaning against the car, and this guy pulls up, and he gets out. He says, "You must be a rail fan." I said, "Yeah, I am." He said, "From Texas?" I said, "No, that's just my rental car. I live in Kentucky, and I'm here. You know, I work for Toyota, and I'm here." Explained all that, and he said, "Well, I'm on the board of directors here at the depot, and a lot of rail fans hang out here." He said, "This depot used to be pretty rough shape." I said, "Yeah, I know. I remember. I was about 35 years ago. I lived in Henderson, Kentucky, and I was just getting into model railroading, and I drove up to Mount Carmel, Illinois. There's a guy who had a hobby shop up there called Dave's Train Shop, and he looked at me and says, 'I'm Dave.'" "You're kidding." He said, "No, that was my shop." So he said, "I had that shop for about 30 years, and and closed it down." But I mean, I didn't recognize him. And I was only here for a short time. I had a job that's before Toyota, and I was moving around quite a bit. So I was just getting into model railroading, and I was in the N scale. They had a big HO layout in the back, but I'd go up there and watch it, work on it a little bit on the weekends, just to learn about model railroading. And one time they went on a trip. I had a little club, and they went on a trip to St. Louis Union Station, and I went with them. But that was really unbelievable that I ran into Dave. Of course, he didn't remember me, and obviously I didn't recognize him. After all these years, so we had a nice talk anyhow. He told me a lot about Princeton, railroad history and things. So it was pretty cool. So anyhow, that's just in a it's a small world category anyhow. It was a good ending to a good day. So I'll go ahead and end this here. So it's supposed to be raining the next couple of days. I'll be probably working in the hotel room. But I'll keep you posted on what I'm doing as soon as I can. So everybody stay safe.